Okay, y'all, your girl got a confession. The internet has turned cycle syncing into a full-time job. Apparently, I'm supposed to wake up, check exactly what phase I'm in, eat exactly 6 pumpkin seeds, avoid cardio on odd number Tuesdays, schedule all my important meetings around ovulation, and only make life decisions when the moon and my hormones align and agree. Baby, I got bills. I got bills. And if you're anything like me, you're juggling work, family, relationships, errands, doctor's appointments, trying to remember where you parked. And somehow you're supposed to become a part-time endocrinologist. Absolutely not. Hey friends, if you're new here, I'm Dr. Nina, a licensed psychologist, full professor, wife, and mama. And I'm your favorite internet auntie, sister, cousin, niece that loves taking complicated topics and making them make sense without making you feel bad about yourself. Because here's the truth. Cycle syncing isn't about letting your hormones run your life. It's about finally understanding your body well enough to stop fighting with it. And I know this firsthand. When Sean and I were trying to conceive, we started with the IVF process. But along the way, I learned so much from my reproductive endocrinologist about my cycle, my hormones, and also how little most of us know about our own bodies. And in the most unexpected twist, which our doctor said would happen, we ended up conceiving naturally without finishing the IVF process. That whole process gave me a whole new appreciation for what my body was trying to tell me instead of constantly trying to overpower it. So today I'm giving you the grown woman edition. No fluff, no impossible schedules, no influencer nonsense. Just practical ways to start cycle syncing even if you're busy AF, entering your late 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond, or navigating perimenopause, menopause, and wondering why your body suddenly has its own personality. And before we jump in, I'm going to ask of my community to help your girl out with this complicated algorithm. It be playing. Hit a like, is 100% free, and drop one of these comments in the comments. My hormones are humbling me, or I'm just trying to survive Tuesday. And if you've been side-eyeing that body lately thinking, girl, what are we doing? Don't worry. By the end of this video, you're going to have a simple, realistic game plan that actually fits into your real life. Let's get it.
Dr. Nina, the girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
So one, let's talk about the biggest lie about cycle syncing, shall we? So let me tell y'all what I think it is, okay? People think that if you eat the right foods, do the right workouts, and schedule your life around your hormones, everything will magically fall into place. Baby, if only. The truth is, cycle syncing is a tool. It's not a replacement for actually understanding your body. And I learned that the hard way. Recently, I told y'all I had some blood work done, and most of it was pretty good, but I had some low progesterone, low blood sugar, and low cortisol. All three were affecting how I felt from day to day. And now all three are being addressed appropriately. Had I simply chalked it up to, oh, it's just my luteal phase, I would have missed the important information about my health. That's why I want to encourage you to think bigger than social media trends. Yes, hormones naturally fluctuate throughout your cycle. Estrogen and progesterone shift, and those changes can influence your energy, your mood, appetite, sleep, and even how you've recovered after a workout. But not every symptom is just your cycle. So tell people to shut up. Are you on your cycle? Are you? Sometimes it's your nutrition, your sleep, and even your stress markers. Sometimes it's something that deserves a conversation with your doctor and a closer look at those labs. One of the biggest gifts you can give yourself as a grown woman is curiosity rather than criticism. Instead of saying, why am I so lazy? Ask, why am I so tired? Instead of saying, why can't I stay disciplined? Ask, is there something my body is trying to tell me? That shift alone can change everything. Cycle syncing isn't about obsessing over hormones. It's about collecting information so that you can make smarter decisions instead of beating yourself up for being a human being. 2, don't start by changing your diet. Start by paying attention. Now, if you're brand new to cycle syncing, I want to save you a lot of money and a lot of stress because y'all know I'm about them coins, okay? I don't play around. Don't start by buying a bunch of products that say safe for cycles or great for cycles. Like, what? Start by collecting some data. And no, it don't have to be complicated. For the next month or two, pay attention to 5 key things: your energy, your mood, your hunger, your sleep, and your movement or your workouts. That's all. Personally, one of the things that has newly helped me is my Oura ring. And listen, I know it's an investment. I dragged my feet for years before getting one and paying my own coin to get it. But what I've appreciated isn't the ring itself, it's the information. So how does this fit into my cycle? Seeing my readiness score, my sleep quality, recovery trends, body temperature, changes, and even my cycle insights. It's helped me to stop guessing and start noticing patterns. There have been mornings where I thought, girl, push through. And the data reminded me that my body genuinely needed more recovery time. It doesn't replace listening to yourself, but it can reinforce what your body has been whispering all day long. And here's another reason I love tracking these things. It helps to separate patterns from problems. If every single month you're extra hungry for a few days, that's actually useful information. If your workouts consistently feel harder during certain parts of your cycle, that's useful data too. But if you're exhausted all month, dizzy, missing periods, having severe symptoms, and something just feels off, that's not your cue to blame your cycle or your hormones and just keep scrolling on TikTok. That's your cue to dig deeper and make sure that you know what your labs and overall health picture actually looks like. For me, learning about that low progesterone, low blood sugar, and low cortisol, it was a reminder that awareness is powerful. And this happened within a year. It can happen quick. My cycle tells part of the story. My labs tell another part. Together, they give me a much clearer picture of what's actually going on. So before you try to hack your hormones, become a student of your own body. Because once you start guessing and start observing, you can make decisions based on evidence rather than emotions. And that, my friends, is the grown woman version of cycle syncing. Now, before we keep going, I want to thank Needed for sponsoring today's video. And y'all know this ain't my first rodeo with them. I fools with Needed. I've actually worked with them for about a year now, and I've continued to say yes to those partnerships because I believe that their mission matters. Needed was founded to help address nutritional gaps in women's health with science-backed supplements for all stages of life. Whether you're thinking about fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, or like many of us here, navigating perimenopause, their focus is giving women targeted nutrition instead of assuming that one formula fits everybody. One statistic that really stuck with me is that so many women are missing key nutrients, even when they're taking a daily vitamin. That's why I appreciate that Needed works with women's health experts, focuses on meaningful nutrient levels, and rigorously third-party test their products. And as many of y'all know, I've had to pay very close attention to my own health for the past few years. Between my fertility journey, learning more about my hormones, and discovering things like the low progesterone on my own labs, I've been forced to realize that supporting my body isn't just working out harder. It's also making sure that I'm nourishing it well as well. And that's why I love their perimenopause multi. It's specifically formulated for this stage in life, with nutrients that support things like energy, mood, sleep, cognition, hormone health, and overall wellness. Because let's be honest, y'all, grown woman life is already enough without running on empty. Or until that. If you'd like to check it out, Needed is offering an extra 20% off your first order, including one-time purchases and subscriptions. Just head to my link down below in my description and use my code Dr. Nina at checkout. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about how to put cycle syncing into practice without making it a second job. 4. Meet the 4 versions of yourself without making it weird. Now, here's where people make cycle syncing way too complicated. You do not need a color-coded spreadsheet or a PhD in hormones. I just want you to think of your cycle as meeting 4 slightly different versions of yourself. Version 1, the menstrual phase. This is your body's reset, for real. If your energy feels lower, honor it when you can. Maybe your workout is a walk, some stretching, or even lighter strength training instead of pushing it for a personal record. Maybe this is the week where you order some soup, go to bed 30 minutes earlier, or let that laundry sit until tomorrow, or get somebody else to do it. Rest is actually productive too. Version 2, that's your follicular phase. For many women, energy starts climbing here. This can be a great time to batch content if that's what you do. Tackle a big work project, try a new fitness class, organize your home or closet, or meal prep for the week ahead. If you've been procrastinating on something that requires creativity or momentum, this phase might feel like a nice time to lean in. Version 3, that's ovulation. Many women feel a little more confident or outgoing during this phase. If that's you, maybe schedule a presentation, the networking lunch, the date night, or the heavier lifting session. You might naturally feel more social or willing to take on challenges. And if you don't, that's okay too. This is about noticing your patterns, not forcing somebody else's. Version 4 is that luteal phase. This is where I think grown women get themselves into trouble, including me. Your body may be asking for a little more sleep, a little more fuel, a little more grace. And instead we respond by saying, absolutely not. Here's another coffee and to-do list with 47 items on it. No ma'am, no ham. This is where I intentionally pay closer attention to my protein intake, my hydration, my sleep, and my recovery. I also glance at my readiness and sleep data and aura because sometimes it confirms what my body is already trying to tell me. Today might be a day to lift a little lighter, swap your hit out for a long walk, prep tomorrow's meals instead of starting a huge project, or simply get your butt in the bed on time. And you know what time. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to overhaul your life every week. The goal isn't to become a new woman 4 times a month. The goal is to make small, thoughtful adjustments. The ones that help you feel supported instead of constantly pushing through exhaustion. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. 5, stop fighting your hunger and energy. Can we normalize something? Just because you're hungrier doesn't mean you've suddenly lost all your discipline. One of the biggest mindset shifts I've had over the last couple years is realizing that my body is usually not trying to sabotage me. It's trying to communicate with me. There are absolutely times in the month where women realize that they're hungrier. They're craving more carbohydrates, or they're feeling like they need a little extra fuel. Instead of you punching through it, I want y'all to get a little more strategic. If I'm noticing I'm extra hungry, I don't pretend I'm above it. I make sure that my meals have enough protein, fiber, and even healthy fats to make sure that I'm satisfied. Maybe that's adding extra grilled chicken to the salad instead of picking at lettuce. Maybe that's Greek yogurt with berries. Maybe it's eggs and avocado toast instead of coffee and vibes. Maybe it's having a protein shake after the gym instead of wondering why I'm raiding my pantry at 9 p.m. And the same goes for exercise. Some days I feel like lifting heavy and pushing myself and seeing what I got. Other days my body is asking for a walk, mobility work, and a lighter session. Guess what? I still showed up. That's the part we forgot. Consistency doesn't mean doing the exact same thing every single day. It means continuing to care for yourself, even when the care looks different. As a psychologist, I can tell you that all or nothing thinking gets us in trouble. I call it stinking thinking. We think if we can't give 100%, we shouldn't do anything at all. Nope. The grown woman approach is to ask, what's the best decision for my body today? Sometimes that's a deadlift, sometimes that's a nap. And honestly, sometimes it's both. 6, cycle sync your calendar before you cycle sync your refrigerator. This might be my favorite tip of the whole video. Everybody wants to know what to eat during each phase. I'm wondering why nobody's talking about your schedule. Because if you really start paying attention to your patterns, you may notice that certain weeks you're more energized, you're more focused or more social. Other weeks you might feel more reflective, need more downtime, or simply have less patience for nonsense. So use that information. If you have flexibility, schedule your big presentation, your networking event, content filming day, or your toughest workouts when you're feeling your best. If you're entering a phase where you typically feel more drained, maybe that's not the week to volunteer for 3 extra projects, host a family cookout, deep clean a garage, and decide to repaint the bathroom. Y'all know y'all will come up with some stuff. Read the room. More importantly, read your body. This is something I've started paying close attention to in my own life. I don't expect myself to start operating like a machine every single day anymore. I use the information I have, whether that's how I'm feeling, my sleep, my readiness, or the patterns I've learned over time to make smarter decisions. And here's the beautiful thing. Sometimes the adjustment is tiny. Maybe you move your hardest workout to tomorrow. Maybe you order groceries instead of wandering the store exhausted. Or you pick them things up. Maybe you meal prep on a Sunday because you know your week is about to be hectic. Maybe you postpone that important relationship discussion until you've had some good sleep, that you've eaten, or that you realize you actually like the person. The point is not to organize your life around your hormones. The point is to stop pretending your body doesn't exist. When you work with yourself instead of constantly against yourself, life starts to feel a whole lot easier. And that, my friends, is a grown woman flex. 7, the grown woman reality check. This is not one size fits all. Now, before somebody hit my comments and start saying, Dr. Nina, I tried this and my body ain't do none of that. Exactly, because you're not a robot. Maybe you're in pre-perimenopause or perimenopause like me, and your hormones have decided to freestyle a little bit. Maybe you have PCOS or you're postpartum. Maybe you're on hormonal birth control, or you had a hysterectomy. Maybe you're dealing with thyroid issues, stress, anemia, or something else entirely. This is why I say that cycle syncing is a framework, not a rule book. Your body doesn't get a failing grade because it didn't match an infographic that you found on Pinterest. And honestly, a lot of us have felt guilty over the years because we can't stick to routines. And it's because a lot of them weren't designed for our bodies in the first place. Give yourself permission to pivot. Give yourself permission to ask questions. Give yourself permission to get labs. Talk to your doctor and gather information. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. The goal isn't to become obsessed with your hormones. The goal is to understand yourself better than you did yesterday. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Your body is not your enemy. It's not trying to ruin your goals. It's not trying to make you lazy. It's not trying to make your weight loss harder or your workouts worse. More often than not, it's trying to communicate with you. And the older I get, the more I realize you're not supposed to be bullying yourself into better health. It's about paying attention, getting labs, and noticing the patterns. It's about fueling yourself well, sleeping enough, moving your body, managing stress, and giving yourself permission to make adjustments instead of calling yourself a failure. That's the grown woman version of cycle syncing. It's not perfect, it's practical, and honestly, I think that's a whole lot more sustainable. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, what's one thing your body's been trying to tell you lately? Because I know it's been whispering and probably hollering. And if this video helped you simplify a topic that felt overwhelming, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with another woman. You know, like the one who's been blaming herself when she really just needed a little more information and a lot more grace. All right, y'all, I'll see you in the next one. Dr. Nina signing out. Peace.